Hi guys, welcome to Book Time. My name is Julia. Pardon me, I'm a bit croaky today. Today I just wanted to do sort of like a chat and catch up video because I've never done one before and I quite enjoy watching them from other booktubers that I like and hearing about other things that they're doing and how they're going. And also just because I feel like I'm at a bit of a funny place in life and booktube and stuff, so I thought it would be good to chat about it. The first, so I kind of want to talk about how I'm going, how my reading's going, the types of things I want to read next. Oh, don't know if you clocked the fluffy tail in the corner just there. The types of things I want to read next and videos I want to make. I don't know, just kind of a ramble. So I have a coffee. Sadly, I forgot my reusable cup this morning. So I'm drinking out of a disposable one, which I know is really bad. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, so basically I'm due to have a baby in less than a week. I'm really tired. I just want the baby to come already because I'm sick of being pregnant. Also because I want to meet it, obviously. But it just means I've been very tired physically and sort of mentally. And then my 1.5-year-old daughter got sick with pneumonia, so the days that she was normally in daycare, she was not, so she was at home with me, and it was just, obviously it sucked for her, but it was like took its toll on me too because I was already quite tired. And my husband is great, like he took time off to look after her and stuff. He was being incredibly supportive, so that's all good. It just means that I am tired and I haven't had much time to read, although at the same time I've had lots of time to read because I've been on maternity leave for the last few weeks. But just like my mental headspace is not at full capacity, and I definitely don't have, I feel like I'm reading a lot more slowly. I can't read for as long, which is obviously fine and doesn't matter at all. It's just frustrating for me personally because I want to be able to read more and I feel like I have all this time. And one of my problems is I feel like, oh, if I have time, I need to be filling it, doing things. I should be reading more and recording lots of interesting videos and using up all this leave before the baby comes, as opposed to being like, okay, I need to rest now because that's what you need to do in late pregnancy. Anyway, I have been able to read a little bit more than normal just because I've had more days at home, which has been really great. And one of the things I wanted to ask you guys is please give me any recommendations you have for things that are, so for books that are easy to read. So things that do not have a difficult, complicated prose style. And they don't have to be super easy. And I don't mind what genre. They can be middle grade, YA, adult fiction, literary fiction, anything. I'm thinking crime. I like crime. I rip through crime a lot. So any good crime recommendations, let me know. For after the baby comes, because I know I'll be sitting around at home a lot feeding the baby. And I remember last time with my daughter, I got a lot of reading done in those hours because I would use my Kindle with one hand and feed the baby with the other hand. And I just want stuff that's not too taxing on my brain, but that's still kind of fun and interesting. But maybe nothing where bad things happen to small children because, after I had my first daughter, I definitely couldn't read anything where bad things happen to kids for a while. So, if you can think of anything, please let me know because I want to get a little TBR together on my Kindle. So I'm ready to go in the next few weeks with that. So part of the reason for wanting recommendations from you is I'm just really struggling to think of video ideas at the moment, and I've been stealing them from my friends. So I did the Read One, Want More from Charlie Brooke, and I'm thinking of doing her one as well about short and sweet, so 10 short books that she's got on her TBR. And obviously she wouldn't mind because she's the kindest soul in the world. She is so kind and generous. If you haven't watched her channel, you should. She is friends with everyone on BookTube and she's just so incredibly giving. I don't know how she manages to keep up with so many people, to be honest. She's really great. But I do want to do some other things. Like I want to do a shelf, like a bookshelf reorganization video, because my bookshelf is an absolute disaster. So about maybe a year ago, I rearranged it and I separated it into read and unread, and then into my little sections. So I have like Australian fiction, American fiction, my Scottish fiction, you know, and then my non-fiction sections and stuff in each of them. But I found that that wasn't working because I'd read a book and then I wouldn't have anywhere to put it on the other side of the shelf, and then I was buying so many new books that they didn't have anywhere to go. And then because of BookTube, which is in a different room to where I film is in a different room to my main bookshelves. I've got bookshelves here, but that's sort of all my uni related stuff. Like in my study now, I am just absolutely surrounded by giant piles of books. There's one like back here, I don't know if you can see, but the rest of my desk actually looks like that. You can't tell from here, but there's literally just piles of books because I film videos and then I get overwhelmed by where to put away the books to. So I think what I want to do is, I don't know if this is interesting at all. I feel like I'm just rambling, but I need advice. So if you guys have found a good system, please let me know for storing your books. I think I'm going to go back to mixing up read and unread because it stresses me out to have authors separate across my shelves. But as my cousin said, and she is someone to whom aesthetics is quite important, so I trust her. And my husband too, he's an architect, so he's very big on like things looking nice, so I'm going to get his advice as well. My cousin was like, I think you need to abandon the system and just find a way that makes it look nice, because the way that the bookshelf look is what's stressing you out because it's so messy, and then you just shove books on it willy-nilly and then you can't find books when you need to. I think she's right, so I'm going to go back to read and unread, and then maybe within that have like all my hardcovers, all my paperbacks, and try and loosely keep it. I like keeping like the nationalities and the genres kind of distinct in the sense like fiction, non-fiction, but also Australian, UK, American, and then like translated works, and poetry, things like that. I don't know why I keep looking at this bookshelf, which has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Anyway, if you have advice on that too, that would be really great because it's stressing me out, and I feel like that'd be a good thing to do over a couple of days while I'm home, post having a baby. I don't know. This is my other problem. I say all this stuff like, oh, once the baby comes, I'll be able to do all these things, which is obviously a lie because I know what happens when a baby comes. You don't have time to do anything. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'll be able to rearrange my bookshelf over the course of a few days and film a video about it. So we'll see how that goes. And that's the other thing that's kind of stressing me out is I feel like I've just got back into the swing of BookTube and I've been recording, lots of videos and having a really good time and reconnecting with friends on it and stuff. And now I'm thinking, oh, I'm not going to have any time to record, which is going to be really sad. And maybe I will. Who knows? Like, you just can't plan how these things are going to go. But something that I struggle with in my life is I always have which probably a lot of people, like a lot of you guys do, way too high expectations of what I can achieve. And then when I don't meet those expectations, I get really down and depressed about it. This has been like an ongoing problem for me for many years. And so I also don't want to over expect things of myself. But that said, I also really love BookTube and recording and talking about books. So I don't know, it's like important to practice self-care and doing things that are important to me too at this time. So I'm trying to find a good balance by not expecting too much. Because also, who knows if I'll even get to read anything. And then I'm always worried. I'm not worried that I don't read enough books. Like, I don't really care how many books I read myself, but then I feel like I have nothing to talk about on BookTube sometimes. So anyway, this is all a bit of a ramble. Let me know your thoughts on all these things. Like, obviously life interrupts stuff like BookTube. and it's not going to matter if I have to take a few months off again. But like I said last time, when I got sick at the start of my pregnancy and had to stop recording for a while, I felt so down about it that it took me ages to get back into the swing of it, because I was like, oh, well, I haven't recorded for ages. And I got this weird idea that I had to be recording really good videos and really regularly, and otherwise it wasn't worth it, which is not true at all. I feel like it's better to be, obviously I'm not going to, like, you don't want to put out rubbish that no one's interested in. If you had to make perfect videos all the time, then no one would ever make a video. And that's a silly thing to expect of yourself anyway. I am reading some really fun stuff. I'm reading The Illumination of Ursula Flight by Anna Marie Crowhurst, which I'm not very far through, but I'm really, really enjoying it. The prose style is really vivid and like giving me very clear imagery. It's set in the 1600s in England, and yeah, just the way she describes the, when spring comes and the smells of the flowers and the hay bales and the mud after the rain. It's very evocative. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm trying to finish off some books that I've been on my currently reading list on Goodreads for over a year. I just finished one of them, which was The Town by Sean Prescott, so I'll talk about that soon, hopefully, in an upcoming video, should I get to record one. And I'm also reading Americanah, which I'm loving, but for some reason I just got distracted by other books in the meantime. So I really want to go back and finish that. I'm also trying to finish the third book in the His Dark Materials trilogy on audiobook, but I think I've left it too long, and because that story is quite complex in the sense there are a lot of different threads, and you kind of have to be able to remember the history from the previous books as well, which I listened to at the start of last year. I might let that one go and come back to it in hard copy another time, because it's just not happening. And every time I get in the car or whatever and put it on, I'm like, well, who are these people and what's happening? And I can't remember who, the characters all intersect and intertwine and stuff. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think that's all. So that's pretty good. Often I end up with 7 or 8 books on that list, and then I don't know what to do. And anyway, so I'm trying to get through some of those as well. And then I also have some books that I've borrowed from friends that I've had for ages, so I really want to get to those as well. So I might do a video about those, books I've borrowed from friends and had for ages that I need to get to, TBR. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for listening if you even got to the end of this long rambly video, but I hope you guys have a great week and chat soon. Bye.